Well, good morning. Merry Christmas. It is a gloomy day. I'm just heading out on a 10-kilometer day hike just to get some fresh air. It's Boxing Day. Most people want to go shopping. I want to go hiking. So I'm out in Hockley area. I've parked at one of our favorite spots, the Inukshuk. And I'm just gonna go and see what the day brings. They're calling for rain, so I am expecting to get wet. I've worn spring jacket because it's about 5 degrees, and I expect once I get moving I will be lots warm enough, so I'm not worried about being cold. And I'm expecting some mud and who knows what else. So come along with me today if you want. Let's hit the trail. It's amazing how 10 feet of trail, the smell, and it just makes you feel like you're home. Lots of dripping from the trees. But I don't think it's raining. I think it's just, it wasn't raining when I came in off the road. So I definitely think it's just the trees. I cannot believe that it's Boxing Day, December 26th, and we are still very much just fall-like temperatures. It's crazy. I feel like it just gets pushed back further and further every year, and eventually we're not going to have a winter at all. It'll just get cool, which in a way kind of sucks because I like the snow. I grew up in a little town where my snowbanks would go from nothing to 6 feet almost overnight. So to be only a couple hours north of that and to not get any snow really is no fun. But everything is still so very green, even though the trees are bare. But lots of fog also tells you that the temperature is kind of wonky. But I really am just going to enjoy today. I'm going to try to be as quiet as I can. And with this fog and some of the open fields I'm going to go through, I might get lucky and see some deer. That would be really cool. No deer. That's okay. Squirrels, though. One of the cool things about today being Boxing Day is there's some pretty good deals on. And one of the things that I've been wanting to get is like a Garmin inReach, or like a satellite device. And the Garmin inReach is on sale today, so I think I am going to get one of those. I just, in exploring more and more and kind of wanting to do a little bit more off the grid, I want to be able to have a way to communicate with family and friends to let them know where I am and that I'm okay. So I look forward to getting that and checking it out and trying it out, and seeing how it works, basically. Anyway, I'm going to keep moving because I know that the rain is going to eventually show up, so I do want to make sure that I'm not too soaking wet. But I wanted to see if I could catch a deer, but again, it's foggy, right? So I'm not able to see very far. We've been here before. Yes, I am wearing my kid's hat. It fits me better than it fits them. All right, on with it. So every year, this section here gets kind of like split up and rerouted because there's a whole bunch of cross-country skiing trails in here. And so when you come in, normally, and even today, we'll go the main route, which is that direction. And as you can see, then we've got our walkers only, our skiers only sign. And we've got no walking, skiers only. But again, there's no snow for the poor skiers who love to ski. Oh, apparently they've got a guest book now too. Well, that's kind of cool. Let's try that out. That was cool, signing on the guest book. Okay, that was really weird. Dog and owner, dog on leash. Owner having to drag the dog away because he's growling at me. Apparently it's not a people dog. Well, we're just gonna wait a minute and let them. Interesting. I bet you she's gonna go the other way around and come back up the ski trail. But if your dog is that unpeople friendly, I think you have some serious dog training to do. Especially when you've got to haul it back the way she just had to do. I don't think you guys saw it. I think it was too far in. Anyway, guest book. Pretty cool. One of my favorite spots to have a wee bit of a break. Now, of course, it's soaking wet today because of all of the rain and moisture in the air. And trail's getting kind of muddy, so I went up there to have a quick break and have a drink. But instead of continuing, because I know it's going to get really muddy, it's always muddy all summer, so I don't really want to get into it today, knowing it'll be about 1,000 times worse. So we came up from that way, the main trail, and then going back, I'm going to cut down the Harmony side trail and kind of make my way back towards the car. And that'll give me about a 6 kilometer day, probably closer to 7. But it's so peaceful. I love hiking so much. You get to be silly, and you get to have fun, and you get to enjoy nature, and you get to just walk and just be yourself with nowhere to go or nowhere to be, and you can just enjoy everything that nature has to offer. The only thing that would make this 1,000 times better is if I was totally camping tonight and the weather is warm enough to do that, probably comfortably, except it's gonna pour rain all night and for the next 3 days. That's okay. Day hikes are fun too. Push the button. My gloves won't push the button. There. Okay, so that piece of corn wasn't there on my way out. So, squirrels? Do you think it's squirrels? I don't even know where they get the corn. It's not like there's a cornfield here. But there are empty corn cobs everywhere. I think there was another one down here earlier when I came by. Yeah, right there. So, kind of interesting. I'm gonna say it's probably squirrels. I'm assuming raccoons might enjoy them too. I don't know. Just seems kind of random because there isn't really any cornfields or even cow cornfields in the area. So it's kind of interesting to see them walking through here when I don't know where they'd get them. Did they really carry them that far in their mouth before eating them? I guess that's one of the mysteries of the animal kingdom. Okay, I found the field. The field of missing corn. It's over there. But normally this is so overridden with brush you would never be able to see it. So I guess that answers that mystery. They really didn't carry it that far. I'm almost back to the car, and or at least back to the road to go back to the car. And I've been very lucky. No rain. It's warm. Don't need my hat. It's just so still. Other than hearing a little bit of traffic in the distance. If that road wasn't there, it would be truly silent out here. Other than the couple little noises from nature, birds, squirrels. So perfect. Well, that was an interesting day hike. Between not seeing any deer, which is kind of crappy, to random eating cobs of corn, dogs that don't like people. So, like, it was just kind of a bizarre one, but it was still fun. I'll still take it. It's been way too long since I've been hiking. 2024 is going to be a little bit of a different year for me. I'm kind of switching gears a little bit and heading back into the world of triathlon and running, and I'm still going to hike, but I'm just not going to hike as much this year. So I have a little bit of a ridiculous goal. So my ridiculous goal is basically one of each distance every month starting in January until September. And so what I mean by that is I'm going to do a 5-kilometer race just myself in January. And then I'm going to do a 10K, same thing, in February. And then March, I'm going to be doing a half marathon. And then April will be prep month for May, where I'm going to be doing a full marathon in Toronto. And then once that's done, when June hits, we're going to start into the triathlon season. So I'm going to be doing a try in June, a sprint triathlon in July, an Olympic triathlon in August, and then a half Ironman 70.3 in September. So the only distance I'm not doing this year is a full Ironman. I do have a goal of doing a full Ironman, but that's not going to happen until a couple years from now. just because the training for that is pretty extensive, and I want to make sure that I have the time to be able to commit to it. So this year is going to be dedicated to a lot of swimming, biking, and running, and a few hikes in between, maybe a little bit of camping and that kind of thing. But I really kind of wanted to have some fun with this, see what I could do with it. The additional part of my ridiculousness is I want a PR or personal record every distance, because I have already done all of these distances at least once in the past. So I want to see what I can do and if I can have a record of a year. So here's to 2024. Here's to lots of goals and ambitions, and I hope that for you, you've set yourself some pretty amazing goals and ambitions as well, and I would love to hear about them. So post about them below. If you like what you're seeing, please click, comment, subscribe, share that whole bit, and I hope to see what you're doing in the new year. Merry Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year.